You wouldn't believe it, the doctor's cup was toxin-free. How did the killer manage it? Poirot is utterly confused. Though they found the cause of death, the clue was as useless as a lost dog. So Poirot interrogated the maid. She told Poirot the missing butler was enigmatic, always plotting in his noggin. Strangely enough, the doctor never criticized him and found the butler decent. So Poirot asked if the doctor had acted strangely on the night of the incident. The maid said that night the doctor laughed like a kid and even joked with the butler, which was a first. On top of that, the doctor received a voicemail about a patient named Mary. Just as Poirot wrapped his head around it, he saw the partygoers were being questioned by the police again. What a happening place. He interrogated them one by one, but shockingly found no valuable clues, which was driving him up the wall. Also, a certain lady writer mentioned a rumor about a secret passage that leads to the countryside. The killer might slipped out through that passage, but no one knew where the entrance was. Honestly, Poirot wasn't too bothered by these baseless rumors. He pivoted to the butler's room, hoping to find a clue, but his search yielded nothing. The whole case was like a tangled mess, giving Poirot a headache. Just then, a light bulb went off in him. Suddenly, an idea flashed through his mind. This guy actually differs greatly from his role. Well, you're right. Tori never spoke to guests like that. At the moment of the incident, Alice handed him the contact info, and then the scene shifted. Poirot arrived at the sanatorium to meet the patient named Mary, but the nurse said Mary wasn't in great shape. Not only was she amnesic, but her mental condition was also shaky. Looks like communication was a no-go. The only lead was blocked again, sending the case back into a dead end, so Poirot decided to revisit the butler's room. He believed there had to be an important clue there, just waiting to be found. Sure enough, Charles found a letter in the butler's room. This letter turned out to be a blackmail note written by the butler. Poirot's heart skipped a beat. So, the butler might have known some secret, and that's why the killer silenced him. But what was that secret? And how was it linked to the two murders? Now that's a mystery. Soon, Poirot found the night's writer, thinking she had seen something. Sure enough, as she told him, she saw a red mark on the butler's hand. She even gestured on Charles' hand as she spoke. But out of the blue, she got anxious, flat out denying everything as if vowing not to spill any more beans. Poirot left in frustration, knowing she was definitely hiding something. Night fell, and Poirot organized all clues, but he was still missing one crucial piece of info. Perhaps due to pressure from the investigation, Poirot threw a party, and guess what? The same crowd showed up, but just a short while into the party, a surprise happened again. Charles took a sip of warm wine, suddenly felt a lump in his throat, and crashed right to the floor. It was just like the previous cases. Poirot was utterly flabbergasted. But in a surprising twist, Charles miraculously came back to life. It was all just a trick he and Poirot had cooked up. Poirot wanted to see how everyone would react when Charles went down. Turns out, no one paid attention, which was hilariously absurd. That's why the police found no poison in the cup, because when the victim fell, the other suspect had swapped the glass right in a chaos. Based on reactions, Poirot deduced Liu's identity but needed details to verify, so didn't tell Charles yet. Just then, the maid handed Poirot a letter, and to his shock, it was from Mary at the sanatorium. In the letter, she claimed to have crucial information about the murder case, but would only tell Poirot. Wow, talk about mysterious. Mary asked Poirot to visit her at the sanatorium tomorrow, but when he arrived, he learned she had died of poisoning. That, according to the nurse, Mary received a box of boozy chocolates that morning. She ate one and dropped dead from nicotine. Looking at Mary's body, Poirot knew it was the killer silencing her, but he still couldn't figure out how Mary got entangled in this case. Then Poirot discovered that the female writer had mysteriously vanished too. Soon after, Leighton rushed to Poirot, claiming he was ready to marry Charles and just found out Charles' real name is Mark. Hearing this, Poirot had an answer brewing in his mind and conducted some undercover investigations. However, he happened to bump into Charles' assistant on the street, and his intuition screamed that this guy had something shady going on. Poirot followed closely, and the assistant hurried into a room brimming with test tubes. Poirot thought, this is worth checking out. Even stranger, the assistant appeared to be trying to destroy the evidence, and Poirot jumped in just in time to find the clue he had been hunting. Next, Poirot gathered everyone together, ready to unveil that spine-chilling truth. He began to share his deductions, noting that the previous 2 cases shared identical elements. When the first murder occurred, only Charles and his sidekick could handle the cup. How curious. Yet oddly enough, they weren't present at the second crime scene, hence were naturally eliminated from suspicion. Poirot began to question the missing butler. Why did he vanish after the incident?